Hey, nerdy sports fan here, and this is the post game for the Raiders and Chargers. Now, man, as far as Thursday night games go, this is one of the better ones. Usually they're not close. Usually it's one of the teams are just terrible. Both teams are good, and they played really well, and it was close up to the end. I just, man, I wish Philip Rivers wouldn't have given the damn game away in the first quarter. Very, very hard to come back from the point that he started. I mean, at the beginning of the game, he threw 5 passes. 2 of them were caught by Chargers players. 2 of them were caught by Raiders players. 2 interceptions that early, leading to 10 points, sealed this game before it even started. I mean, from that point, they were the better team. They were hands down the better team. The offense was clicking. Running game was going great. Melvin Gordon and Austin Ekeler really had their way in the running game throughout this game against the Raiders. They were just behind by too much too early. That's all it was. The Raiders are not a bad team. You just can't give them the game. They're young. They're young. That's what holds the Raiders back. Not they're bad, okay? You cannot give them the game. John Gruden is too good of a coach. Say what you will about Derek Carr's ability to lead a team or just be a consistent winner. Whatever negative there is against the guy, you spot him 10 points, he will beat you. I said a few weeks ago that I thought that Philip Rivers was the problem for the Chargers. And I'm being proven right. They fired their offensive coordinator. They got a guy in there calling the plays that knows what a freaking running back is now. Great. Now, I don't know, you got to rebuild the offensive line on the fly in order to make Philip Rivers a viable quarterback. Yes, he can dissect a defense. Yes, he can make all of the throws. But he cannot move. He cannot move. And show me an offensive line that doesn't break down at least a few times a game. Pass protection is a lost art. Offensive linemen are rare commodities. Really good linemen can make a huge difference for your game. Just ask the Colts. They draft Quentin Nelson, and all of a sudden their offensive line is stellar. One guard made that difference. Yes, they made some other moves, but Nelson's the key factor. And the Chargers lose a couple of tackles to injury. And man, did it show. 4-man rush and coverage was what the Raiders were doing all game. They were not blitzing at all. And they got to Rivers all game. Morgan and Farrell were all over Rivers. They were batting balls down. They were knocking him down. If they weren't sacking him, they were getting damn close all game. So 4 guys rushing the quarterback beat the hell out of this offensive line. Mind you, this offensive line could run really well. And they needed to focus much more on the run than they did. When you have an offensive line this bad, the only thing bad offensive linemen know how to do is run block. That's it. Anybody who's 300 pounds, 6'3", can run at a dude who's standing a yard away from him and move him out of the way. That's what run blocking is. Okay? Now, guards have a different responsibility in run blocking. They have to pull. And, you saw the Raiders. They have a guard who knows something about football, and Richie Incognito. They pulled him to the right often, and the plays were successful. They got blown up on a couple of plays by the Chargers, but not because of incognito, because the running back made the wrong read and ran right into a tackler. Offensive line matters. The Chargers didn't figure that out this offseason. They didn't give Phillip Rivers what he needs to make this team win consistently. He needs protection. And I get it. You got Russell Okung in the past couple of seasons, but there's a reason Seattle gave up on that dude. He's not the player that he was when he went to 2 Pro Bowls. So, yeah, him being hurt, is it a blow? Yes. Should it cripple your team? Absolutely not. The guy's not so good that your backup should just be hot garbage compared to him. So they have the island of misfit toys blocking for Phillip Rivers. So I'm not going to throw the whole game at his feet, but he's just old and immobile, and the rest of the team is not built in a way that Phillip Rivers can win consistently. When he has pressure in his face, he's going to sail the balls because he can't step into the throw, and 3 times that turned into an interception. That exact situation. The Chargers did not have much of a chance from the get because of Phillip Rivers' play, which was because of the offensive line play. They need to fix something there. Firing Ken Whisenhunt was a good shot in the arm for 1 game, but you go from demolishing the Packers, who are a fantastic team that is going to do damage in the playoffs, and then you come up against the Raiders, a young team who's just not there yet, and they bloody your nose. I mean, you pummel Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr takes you out. That's woefully inconsistent. Watching the Chargers is maddening. I feel sorry for San Diego. I'm sorry, LA fans. Yeah, there's no LA Chargers fans. They're all San Diego fans that drive a longer distance now. I feel sorry for the San Diego fan base. Watching this team must be horribly frustrating. They have a lot of talent. They have a quarterback that should be deep in the playoffs all the damn time. And they just didn't build the rest of the team around him well enough to make that a consistent thing. The Raiders are on the move. I also feel sorry for Oakland fans. Oakland fans had to watch a team that's going in the right direction, building the team properly, and is likely going to challenge for this division next season, and they're moving. We watched what's likely the last primetime game ever to be played in the Oakland Coliseum. Now, mind you, the Coliseum's a terrible venue, and it's the main reason that the Raiders were even looking into leaving. But yeah, that place has got a lot of history, and that town's got a lot of good history with this team. The Raiders have already been to LA and back because that experiment backfired. Who's to say they're going to be more successful in Vegas? Who's to say they're not going to come crawling right back to Oakland in another 10 years? The Oakland fans have to watch what's possibly their best chance at Super Bowl contention the next 5-6 years go to another city to do that. And if they finish a good run in Las Vegas only to end up back in Oakland, I wouldn't be surprised, and I would just not stop laughing. That's got to be painful to think about. But yeah, hit me up in the rest of my videos. I still have pregame videos for everything this week. So if you need fantasy football advice, I'm pretty good with that. And I'll be doing more post-game videos throughout the season. Hit me up on Twitch. I've started to stream on Twitch with the post-games. I will be doing that with my pregame videos as well as early as next week. And yeah, check me out through the week, guys. Hit like and subscribe.